Here's a quick shorty for you. I don't know what I'm going to come across here. This is my beloved old Avo. It's comes from the 60s, 70s analog meter. I'm sure you know the sort of thing. I've got several multimeters, but I love this old thing. It's they don't make them like that nowadays, I can tell you. And in their day, they were top of the range, standard issue for the forces and service departments. Yes, they're big and, you know, heavy to hump around, but in the workshop, absolutely ideal. Anyway, it's gone down. Oh dear, oh dear. I think by the amount of movement there, probably can't see it on the camera, the damping effect of the coil isn't working. In the off positions, the actual movement should be shorted, and therefore that should be damped. I wanted to do some resistance checking the other day and found that none of the ranges worked, so I thought, well, it's been years since I've used it. Are the batteries any good? Hope there's no corrosion in there. Well, it uses two batteries. It uses a U2 large 1.5 volt cell for one of the ranges, and it uses a 15 volt unusual battery for the other ranges. Well, they're virtually impossible to get hold of. eBay does sell them, but very dubious and exorbitant prices. What you can do to replace the 15 volt one is to take a PP3s, 9 volt batteries, two of them, and wire them up in series, and then using 5 diodes in series as I have here, each drops 0.6 of a volt, which will give us 15 volts using those. It's tight fit. An alternative nowadays is you can get the little round button cells, and they're 3 volts each, so 5 of those with a spring in there will do the same job. Anyway, I've checked the batteries, and batteries aren't the trouble. So very, very sad. I mean, I look after this, I haven't dropped it or anything, God forbid, but she's gone down. A good one of these cost a lot of money nowadays, and yeah, they are still, you know, sought after. It even has a nice smell to it when you open it up, and the leather case. They don't make things like that nowadays, do they? Anyway, what I'm going to find, I don't know. There's always something, isn't there? I forgot to say, of course, that it's English made Avo meter. This is a Model 8 Mark III. Look at the instructions on the back. Would you get that nowadays? Don't think so. Anyway, I've removed the screws to remove the movement, and it leaves the battery compartment behind, and all the different voltages with different ranges and so forth I picked up on these contacts, which I picked up on these, several small ones. Anyway, you can see the build quality. Well, I think you can. Look at those switches. You can see why they were much loved. Do they compare with modern digital ones? Well, in many ways they do, and in many ways they don't, of course. For modern electronics, where you're dealing with tiny voltages and currents, then obviously you need a digital job. But digital things don't have an analog meter, do they? And you can see a capacitor charge up or discharge. The needle follows the voltage or current or whatever it is you're measuring. nasty auto ranging things, flashing little digits, don't. And being of the old school, I'd much prefer these. So what's gone wrong? Well, I'm doing this live, I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue. I have a horrible, horrible suspicion this has had a bang or a biff and the actual it's gone down, I don't know. Anyway, using a modern meter, we'll check a few components and see if we can see if there's something gone down, whether dampness or something has got in there. Don't honestly know. So I'll switch the camera off for a second and have a little probe around and just see what I can find. Well, I've been a couple of hours or more using strong magnifying glasses and a good light trying to see what I can find, and not getting very far. So I've connected a 9-volt battery up, PP3, it's an old one, so but it's got to be something in there. And I've gone on a DC range and I've gone on to 10 volt scale. And it gets weirder and weirder. Look at this. See if I can zoom in. Look what the needle is doing. It should be over here somewhere. There's something. Some intermittent connection there somewhere. And I'm not touching it. I'm away from the bench. I'm standing 5 foot away. Look, and it's something's happening. Weirder and weirder, said Alice. Well, I think we're heading in the right direction, perhaps. I'm going to save battery power on me video recorder. I'll come back in a minute. Keep your fingers crossed. Wow, this little quickie has turned into a second day. Anyway, I'll put me digital AVO on the PP3 and you can see it's auto ranging at 8.967, whatever these damn things do. So that's the voltage on the battery, and this is the, don't know how the light is shining too well here. Anyway, on the 10 volt range, should come up to here, it's just below, look, 8.5 and so forth. That's pretty good. I've tilted the meter up slightly so that the camera can see it, so that the needle is over the mirror. You can see a reflection of the needle in the mirror, then you've got parallax viewing, so you don't get an accurate, a completely accurate reading. And of course it should go back to spot on 0, which it has done. So what have I done? Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I hate intermittent faults because you never really know if you've got them, do you? But all the ranges are working now, and I've tapped it and moved things around. I've cleaned all the switches and contacts, but could find nothing. As I say, this is the second day. So I put the screws back in the box and we'll just keep an eye on it. But I don't like repairs like this. You can never be 100% sure that you've... Well, I don't know what I've done. But anyway, we're up and running, so the meter hasn't gone completely kaput. Anyway, hope you like this old schooly stuff. You might like to see that the markings are all nice and crisp and clear and white. If you've got an old one of these and they get all grubby like a bit there, you know, and you can't read what they're saying, don't try to clean them out. Just dust the whole thing and take yourself a soft white crayon and go all over it, and then with a roughish rag just buff it, and it'll leave nice clean writing in all engraved markings. There's a little tip from you from an engraver. Anyway, right, this is a quickie. Cheers for now, see you later.